YouTube. So, um, all the sawing and stuff that happened, we realized something. I've not sawed. Let me get a light on. I've not used the sawmill and tried since I put the third bearing on the back. We was getting some. At first, it was doing about right, but it kept leading out. Like it kept pushing the leading to the out of the log. It kept pushing it away. So I kept adjusting, and finally it adjusted to the point that there was no more adjusting. It done popped the blade backwards. The dish, it flopped it backwards. Just trying to get that one log squared up. We got it squared up, but then that one good cut it was going to be put on it, it was not happening. We got about 4 boards off of it, decent enough boards, but they still wasn't really right. So what I found out was, well, let me just show you what I done today, and this is the reason I didn't record, because I got into a mess. I'll just show you. Dun, 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 dun. So, yeah, I took the mandrel out because it's bent. I put my dial indicator on it. It's either the shaft is bent or the face of the arbor is tilted, because either way, when I put the dial indicator on the face of the arbor, no blade, I get just a little over 10 thousandths variation from one side of the arbor to the other side. And that's like when that blade was not running whatsoever, like just dead stopped. I could take that blade and in the same spot every single time, it was a 1/4 inch one direction compared to its opposite 180 degrees. So at 180 on that blade, I was a 1/4 inch difference of what it's supposed to be in. There was a 1/4 inch of movement in that blade just by rotating it on its own. Should not be that case. I found a couple YouTube videos of guys that seem to know more than I do, which doesn't take much. And they're saying that the only tolerance you should have in that is roughly 2 thousandths. I got over 10. I'm going to say 10, but it's probably over 10. I got at the center of the shaft, without the third bearing on there, just loose, just the 2, block bearings, I was getting 5 thousandths of a curve on it. So it doesn't sound like much, but when you take 10 to 15 thousandths at the arbor and you put it out 24 inches, it makes up a big deal. So what I've done is I tore all that apart, and it's just been tear down day, just destroying everything. So I got it all tore apart, and I got a new, it ain't new, it's another mandrel off the other mill. I'll show you here. Just straight shaft, that's all I got right now. I got it stripped. This is the one that came off. I got it stripped down. I got to try to get these pulleys off so that I can get that bearing off, because these bearings are good. The bearings are solid, but the bearings that were on this one were not. So I'm going to put that shaft on the other bearings and put this back together, and hopefully that'll fix my problem. I think what was going on is before I had so much wiggle on that tail shaft that it was actually taking up the slop, and I was able to adjust the lead pretty well right, or to work. It was hiding the problem. When I tightened that back shaft down, it no longer hid the problem. It put it to the other end. Now we got a power unit that I don't have to no longer slow down every few seconds to actually check on things. So I was ripping through, and it was not good. So I don't think I got the blade too hot. It did get pretty warm, but it was just under one time. So I don't think it hurt anything. There ain't no real discoloration. It popped back to its normal dish. Everything feels good. Everything looks good. So we're going to see how that goes. In the process of putting this all back together, I'm going to go ahead and leave those flat belt pulleys off, just doing away with them, and I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to hydraulics, because I fought with that so much just on that one log of having to try to stop the thing mid go, and it kept wanting to feed itself into the saw. So I was having to put down a board and all that good stuff, and it's just aggravating. So I'm going to go ahead and convert it to hydraulics since I've got it tore down this far. And hopefully when I put it back together this time, this will be the last time for a long time. At this point I've went through just about everything other than the carriage that's on it. I've not really redone anything on that carriage, so that'll probably be the next thing. I keep working towards it. But anyway, stay with me. Bear with me. And I'm going to clean up some of this mess, as you can see. And then we'll get it back going. But on the other upside, the motor done wonderful. Never had any fluctuation in that RPM. I mean, she stayed right there solid. She about done too good for this meal. Motor done amazing. The belt tensioner and the new big fat belt done exactly what it was supposed to have been done. I couldn't ask for better. Right there's the belt tensioner. It done great. It don't even take much pressure to tighten it up. Like, you can about tighten it up by hand on the jack, because it's such a heavy jack that it doesn't take much to tighten that thing up. So anyway, I got this disaster going on. We're going to clean up a little bit around here and call it a day. I just want to give you guys an update of the mess I have been into today. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stick with me. I'll try to get some footage of this going back together and the process of everything, but today it was just sort of a trial and error. I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I didn't even have the camera with me. I came over here and just started tinkering, and it ended up this. It wasn't really planned as far as the teardown, but once I seen that was off that much, that's the only thing I can figure is bent shaft or in that arbor. Both of which I don't want to have to take to the machine shop. Don't know of a machine shop around here locally that'll do it, that can actually do what needs done on that and check it. But if this other one's bad and it does the same thing or worse, I'm going to have to find somebody, because those are the only two shafts I got. Alright. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll try to get better at videoing this stuff as I tear it down and put it back together. But yeah, it's just been a lot of hammering today trying to get these pulleys off. Anyway, see you guys.